Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Skyla Boo and I make content on lifestyle, beauty, modeling, and traveling. So if you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Alright, so my first cruise experience, it was in October of 2025. I went to the Bahamas and it was during hurricane season. So that was a lot. The cruise that I went on was called Carnival Glory. I went on a Carnival cruise. They're mainly known for being the party cruise. So if you're not into partying and stuff like that, or drinking or anything like that, then you should go on another cruise. But it's always good to make sure that you research your cruise before you go on it. And the cruise ship was old. It was launched in 2003 and refurbished in 2024. I know that it looked like they had like their activity centers areas very refurbished and remodeled. Like they had a casino, it looked brand new. Certain little auditoriums and areas that looked new. So when I went on my cruise, it was from Friday, October 24th through Monday, October 27th. On Carnival Glory Cruise, I reported at Carnival's Celebration Key. So, with Carnival Celebration Key, it is a man-made area, and that Celebration Key, it was on Grand Bahama Islands. So if you don't know, the Bahamas has like many islands, maybe like 5, 6, 7, I don't know. They have many islands, and that was the island that we went on, Grand Bahama Island and Celebration Key. So, Celebration Key, it was man-made, very touristy. If you go to that specific port area, you're not gonna get the real authentic Bahamian area unless you book an excursion that's outside of Celebration Key. But on Celebration Key, there was man-made pool, small beach area for people to relax out by. There was plenty of food, entertainment. I think every hour they had a small mini parade that you're able to watch, sing, dance, enjoy the music. And there was like small little shops in the area. And there was also a slide that people can go on. So that's good. But the next time that I go in the Bahamas or whatever, book another cruise, whatnot, I want to see the real Bahamas. I don't want to see no man-made tourist area trap. I want to see the real food. They had Bahamians there working, of course, but you know, I want to go explore and stuff. I don't want to see nothing that's not Bahamian. So my pros for the cruise for Carnival Glory is, for one, on Celebration Key, there was plenty of amenities for us that was free. So they had free beach chairs, free lounging areas like the pool and the beach that we were able to go on and enjoy. So also with Celebration Key, with the port that they stopped us at, put us through, you can either get one complimentary meal or a percentage off a meal that you had of your choice. So the food was pretty good, I will say that, and I will give them that. Entertainment wise on Celebration Key, at Celebration Key, it wasn't really much, you know, entertainment. I mean, it was okay, it wasn't really my thing, but you know. My cons for Celebration Cruise, I did not personally like that the island part that they put us on was very man-made. So I didn't really get to see any type of authenticity of the Bahamas. With Carnival Glory Cruise, the ship is very small. So what that means, if it's a small cruise, that means there's limited activities and entertainment for you to do on the cruise. There was times that I was very bored. I did not have nothing to do. There wasn't much to do. So on the cruise, they did have a slide. They had a casino. There was, what else? There was a movie playing out on the pool deck, but it was nothing that I really wanted to watch. They had played football, and I think it was a Superman movie. I don't remember how bored I was. And then also, if you've never been on a cruise before, unless you book a suite, I believe, I don't think their bathrooms are that big. So you're gonna have to get used to it, or you're gonna have to just suck it up and deal with it. Another con of the Carnival Glory cruise is that they had a day at sea. So on Friday we went on the boat, and then I'm guessing throughout the night is when we had cruised to Celebration Key. And Celebration Key, we stayed that day on Saturday, about the whole day, probably from like 10 to 3 or 4 o'clock. And then on Sunday, it was our day at sea. So the day at sea, we literally were just in the ocean, just sitting there, I guess. I personally, I did not like that. I think like I just need stuff to do, and I don't want to just be on the cruise not doing anything. And then plus, like I said, it's a small ship, so not many activities to do. And then also, I didn't know of this, but on the cruise app, you're able to text on the app for free without having to pay any extra stuff for Wi-Fi. So I did not know about that. And on the app, you're also able to see, you know, things to do. Maybe that's why I was so bored. I didn't know about that, but now I know. But yeah. Another con for me for Carnival Glory cruise was that I went during hurricane season. So if you plan on going on a cruise during hurricane season, just be aware and mindful that it's going to be very, very windy. It might be a little cold at times. And then also the ship was very rocky at night. Like times when we were moving, I could feel the ship going from side to side. I don't know if I'm just, you know, I get seasick or whatever, but I most definitely felt the ship move. For my second cruise that I went on, it was called Royal Caribbean, and the ship name was Radiance of the Sea. So I went on that cruise from Friday, December 19th to Monday, December 22nd, short 3-day cruise. And we had 2 ports that we stopped at, and one of them was Freeport Harbor. That is where we stopped at. And then the second one we stopped at was Nassau, Bahamas. Let's get into it. So the Radiance of the Sea Royal Caribbean cruise I loved way more than Carnival Glory cruise ship. On the Royal Caribbean cruise, there was very, very much more activities to do, and I love that we stopped at 2 ports instead of just 1. So the pros of Radiance of the Sea Royal Caribbean cruise is that bigger ship, so more activities. There was game nights, there was kids, teens nights, there was adult nights. Everything applied and geared towards all ages. There was rock climbing, they had mini golf. Also, there was like a silent party night with headphones. I don't know what they call it. It was like a glow-in-the-dark party. Not glow-in-the-dark. It was like a silent music party. They also had an adult game night. It wasn't too much adult feely. They kept it really PG-13 in my opinion. But it was an adult night where the adults played games and drank. It was fun. There was casino, club. They had a club on the other ship too, but they had a casino, cinema, auditorium, gift shops, everything. And there was also a spa and a big fitness center on Royal Caribbean. So that was plus up in my books. With the cons, there's not much cons that stand out rather than, you know, it's just the overall cruise ship thing. Like, for example, I did not know that with cruise ships, the drinks are not free. They only give you water, sweet tea, or lemonade or apple juice for the drinks. There's no free soda. I did not know that. But if you want, you can always bring canned drinks on the cruise, and you can also bring wine or I think liquor on the cruise as well. You just have to make sure how much you can bring, and you can check that out on their website. With Royal Caribbean, I felt like the dinner was better. I felt like the food was better as well, and so were the free drinks that they gave us, which was the water, sweet tea, lemonade, apple juice, all of that stuff. Also with Royal Caribbean, on the second day trip port that we stopped at, it was in Nassau. So if you guys don't know, Nassau is the capital of the Bahamas. So of course in their capital they're gonna have more stuff for you to do, more activities for you to see. So I was happy about that. And when we ported off of the cruise from in Nassau, there was other ships there, other cruises there, so you weren't the only cruise ship there, and it wasn't just one other cruise. You had like 4 or 5 other different cruises that people were traveling on, so that was fun. And also I was able to see the real Bahamas. I was able to see the real beaches. I was able to get some food. That was really, really good. I got shrimp and fries. It was so good. And I got me a little drink. So you got to see the real Bahamas, and there was shops, hotels, the real Bahamian authentic area. And also there was rum cake as well. I tried a sample of the rum cake and it was good, and I low-key wish I had bought it. But that's another story. So that was my overall experience with my first cruise. I learned a lot, and there was a lot of things that I didn't know. I treated the first cruise that I went on in October on Carnival Glory, I treated that cruise as my trial and error cruise. I didn't go into that cruise with any expectations because there was a lot of things I didn't know. So I learned. And with the second cruise that I went on in December, there was a lot that I was prepared for. And I'm happy that I had that experience. Okay. All right. Let's get into my goals for 2026. Okay, so there's 4 goals that I have planned for 2026. My main goal would be to finally make a trip up to New York City to see, you know, how that can be helpful and beneficial for my modeling career. I've never, ever been to New York, but I would love to finally go up there and make that trip up there. So that will happen. Second goal is for me to be able to learn how to sew. I feel like that's going to be very beneficial for my modeling career, and then also for my fashion. Like, learning how to sew, I think it's going to be very positive, so I'm looking forward to that. Number 3 is to be consistent with my social media. So as you guys can see, if you guys have been following along, I have been slowing down on my YouTube and my content because I wanted to make sure that what I was putting out was aligning with how and what people I want to be attracted to my social media content. Like, I don't want just anyone to be following my page. Like, I want my content to gear towards the right people. Modeling, lifestyle, beauty, everything like that. So I don't want to just put stuff out there just to put stuff out there. I want to make sure that it's good and of good quality. And my last goal would be to just be courageous and just go out, try new things, learn, fail, get back up, try again. I don't want to be scared to do things. So of course I have more goals, but I'm not sharing it on my YouTube platform. But those are my 4 main goals that I will be hitting this year of 2026. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.